Hello guys, I hope you're doing alright today. Today I'm going to show you how to change the oil on the shocks. I've never changed it in these, so I don't know what to expect when I open it up, what kind of oil is going to be in there, so let's get right to it. So I'm going to start with the big ones first. These are the rear ones. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull the spring and remove this little plastic bit at the bottom that holds the spring in place. Just remove that, spring comes off, and then you got this little bit at the top as well. Not everyone always removes them, but I like to remove them because I'm going to give them clean as well. As you know, I'm rebuilding the Thunder Tiger, and these are the Thunder Tiger shock absorbers and the springs. So I would like to give everything a clean because it's going to look like brand new pretty much. So let's go ahead and try to open this up now. It might take a little while because I've never opened these ones before. I have to use some pliers. Yep, okay, I'm open. Now maybe there's going to be some oil coming out, I don't know. That's being stubborn. Just take your time when you do this, you don't want to rush it. Oh, that's off. Make sure you don't lose the, can't remember what it's called, but the little rubber bit around there. Just push it back in. Like that. Now there is oil right to the top. I don't know if you can see or not. So it's a little bit concave, I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but that's the way it should be once you refill the new oil as well. So let's go ahead and empty it. All I'm going to do is just use this to empty it in because I couldn't find anything else really. I'm not too sure what kind of oil it is in this, but it is a little bit dark, so it's had a bit of usage off it, not that much to be honest. I did buy the car second hand, so no idea how much of a drive this car has had since I bought it, kind of thing. But yeah, like when I took the engine apart, the piston sleeve came out quite easy, and that's a sign of the engine not being used that much. So maybe there's the same thing for the shocks as well. What you're going to do is you're going to push the piston down a bit as well, just to make sure you get everything out. Bear in mind, you're doing this, that you're going to have to push up slightly after as well when you put the new liquid in, so because you don't want any bubbles in there at all. So just keep pushing it up and down slowly. Just make sure you get all the fluid out. The more you get out, the better, kind of thing. I think a little bit left, not much. I think that'll do. Yeah, that'll do. Now then, I don't know how much you can see inside there, but there is a little hole where the piston is. So basically, once you put your new liquid in, you're gonna have to move the piston up slowly, turn it, just get the bubbles out. And you don't want to fill it all the way, you just want to fill it about a finger thick, deep kind of thing. That's about it for now, just so you can get the level right of it and everything. So, but we'll do that in a bit. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take apart the other ones as well. I'm going to leave this in here, let the fluid come out. Now while they're draining, I'm going to go clean these up, clean all these little bits up, and we'll be back. Right, so we've got everything cleaned up now. Now we're going to start putting, I did take out these little rubber things out, so we're going to start putting them back in where they belong. I took them out because I just wanted to clean everything up proper. So what I'm going to do is just push it back in with a screwdriver gently. They will pop back in when you screw the tops on as well, but I'd rather just try to pop them in as much as I can. Right, now we'll start in the the oil to the shock. So for the back shocks I'm using a 700 CST weight, only because on the back there's quite a lot of strain on it, because when you press the throttle there's quite a bit of weight going on the back, so I'm using a stronger one on the back than what I'll be using the front. So all you want to do is just fill it about one finger, the shock, for now, and just leave the pin extended as it is out. So just put a little bit in. So try a bit more. Yep, that'll do for now. So what you're going to do now is you want to try and get rid of any air bubbles that might be in there. So the way to do that is just push the piston up slightly. As you can hear, there's the bubbles there. So that's all you want to do, just push those slightly. I don't know if you can see in the camera, there's a bit of bubbles there. I don't know if the camera will focus or not, I doubt it. So all you want to do is keep pushing it up and down slowly, and turn it at the same time. Turn it, push it up, down, turn it, push up and down. So repeat that a few times until you can't see any bubbles coming up. This is my way of doing it. I've seen some people leaving it for half an hour as well, once you fill the liquid up, but by my experience I don't see the need to do that, because doing this way is just the same thing. So now I can't see any bubbles, I can't hear any bubbles, so I say I'm good to fill it up now. And don't fill it all the way up, you want to leave a little bit off the end. So I'll show you in a second. You're going to have it like a concaved at the top. So just filling it up now. Right about there, that's where you want to be. Now just push the piston up slowly again. See, all the way being pushed up, your liquid's not over leaking. That's because you left a concave shape at the top when you fill it up. You see the piston there? I can't tilt it, so you might have to tilt the camera a little bit. See the piston up there? It's not overflowing because I left the concave. So now pulling it down, there's absolutely no air bubbles whatsoever. That's what you want. And now all you're going to do is push the piston up slightly. Say about halfway, push it halfway up, and then screw it on your top. Now screw on slowly, gently. You possibly will have some oil leaking over, but that's a good thing. So, good for now. No oil. I'm just hand tying it yet. Got a little bit of oil there. It's just the tiniest bit. But that's normal. That's what you kind of want. We get some tissue. Let's wipe it off. You do want a little bit of oil to spill over. It's just bleeding it a little bit. On this shock, you don't have a little bleeding hole, so that's the way I do it on these ones. So now, pull it out, push it all the way in, and you want it to extend back out. As you can see, he's doing that. This oil is a lot better than the one that was in there. It was barely extending it out. So, nope, I forgot. Old mount, now the spring, and finally this little plastic holder for the spring holder, whatever it's called. That's it. That's your. That's how you change the suspension oil in the suspension. Now I'm not going to show you the other big one. I'll do that. I'll just time-lapse that one, but I'll show you the small one whilst I'm doing this. It's exactly the same thing, but for the small one I'm using a 500 CST weight, because in the front there isn't as much as weight as there is in the back. It all depends on your driving style as well, or what terrain you're on, but I'm using 500 for the stuff I do. Once again, fill up slightly, you don't need loads, just get all the bubbles out. And you can hear the bubbles. I don't know, you might be able to see better on this one. This is not as deep, no? There we go. A little bit. So, that's the bubbles. That's what you want to get rid of. So all you do is keep turning it, push it up, pull it down, turn it, push it up, pull it down. Keep doing it until all the bubbles are gone. You don't want any air bubbles left in there. You can hear them as well. Mine, I can't see any more bubbles coming up. Or hear them. So I think I'm good to go. Oh no, a bit too much then. You don't pull it over the oil either, because if you pull it over the oil, you will let air bubbles in. Not out, but in. Right. So what you want to do now is the same. Fill it up, leave the concave shape. I'll fill it up a little bit more this time because I didn't fill it right to the top before. So I only had a little oil leak for the bleeding it. So a little more. Yep, that'll do. So I have to do this, but if you push the piston up, you can see it flattening it out. It's not concave, it's just flat now. That's perfect, that's what you want. And I'm pulling the piston down as well, you can see there's no bubbles in anymore. Once again, get your little suspension head, screw it on. Just tie it as much as you can. Slightly a bit of oil. That should be it. You push it in and you get recoil. That is what you want. And the spring is the same as the big one. Put that on. That, the spring, and a little plastic spring holder at the bottom. Simple as that. It's a lot tougher now as well. So as you can see, it's pretty simple process how to do it. Just take your time, make sure you have at least an hour to do these, because I did like the draining the oil as well. That took me a little while. I just left it in the little tub to drain for a good 10-15 minutes, and refilling it, getting all the air bubbles out and everything. Just make sure you leave enough time for all that. So just definitely take your time, make sure you have about an hour. And the process is pretty simple. Make sure you pick the right strength, well, the weight for your shocks. Like for my shocks, I'm using 500 on the front and 700 on the back. And that's not in weights, that's in CST. I'm not too sure exactly what that's in weights, but 500 less and 700 more in the back, because there's more play in the back than there is in the front. All depends on your driving conditions and everything. Maybe you want to use the same strength from both, it's completely up to you. But the changing process is straightforward. So hope you enjoyed that. Until next time.